Tyvis Powell is going to join the conversation. And yesterday, we talked about the over-unders for some Browns wide receivers. Today with Tyvis, we're going to talk about some over-under projections for Quinshon Judkins. Tyvis Powell, if these are the over-under lines for the Browns' second-year running back in 2026, coming off a season-ending injury as a rookie, would you take the over or the under on his yards and touchdowns? According to BetOnline AG, Quinshon Judkins' over-under for rush yards is 900.5. 900.5. His touchdowns, 7.5. Tyvis, would you take the over or the under on each of these for Quinshon Judkins entering 2026?
I feel like he should be 1,000-yard back. I think that's probably the goal. I think with the quarterback situation as murky as it is right now, I think that they're going to lean heavily on the run game. I think that the whole point of the offseason was to improve the offensive line and try to go out and get a new offensive line coach and new players in there. You got to utilize those guys. As we talked about in the past, they don't want to pass protect. They want to get after these guys. So I think they're going to run the ball a lot. I think with Quinshon Judkins, as bad as the offensive line looked last year, he gave you a bunch of glimpses and moments last year where he made something $1 out of 15 cents. So I would take the over on both of those. I'm pretty confident in taking the over on both yards and touchdowns this season.
I'll tell you what, guys, if he's under on both of those, the Browns are going to have the first pick in the draft.
I don't pay attention to over-under lines that often. That feels crazy low to me.
It does feel crazy low.
That's like stealing
if he
money.
doesn't reach those numbers, they're the worst team in football.
Real quick.
Probably.
So we did the receiver numbers yesterday.
Yeah.
I was looking at some other teams that have been released by BetOnline.
That's what I was going to ask you.
The running back ones are all lower, and I feel like they're taking into consideration the injury factor when they set these
All right,
lines.
but give me a good running back. Like who?
You guys talk about Quinshon's numbers. I'll find some other ones.
This is the
Browns are the worst team in football if he does not reach those numbers.
This is
totally agree.
nasty work. Like this. Like, come on, bro. You do know that's 52.9 yards.
Yeah, that's
a
terrible.
game. Bro, you can break a 20-yard run, Tyvis, and you almost there. Like, that's not big time numbers.
What was his numbers last year? Because if you remember, he broke a couple of runs, but every time he did, it seemed like it was a penalty on the play.
Yeah,
So
he got some stuff called back.
I think he finished last year with.
This is
tripping. Come on. Listen, he
7 touchdowns. How many games did he play? 14?
I think he played in 14 games, 13 or 14.
14 games plus
no offseason. If a guy gets hurt, you never know. But I'm not going to predict that.
Right.
You know,
if he plays all the games and I'll assume that he could be injured.
I don't even give him 2 off. I'll take 2 away.
I expect him to have over 1,200 yards and 10 touchdowns.
Yeah,
he's a 1,000-yard rusher.
Yeah.
Look, come on. And here's the thing. Here's the way I look at it, Tyvis. I've been working on some cut-ups. I've been looking at. I'm calling them easy. What'd you say?
Summer Jam Part 2?
Yeah, I'm working on some cut-ups. When you get back in, when we start doing the film reviews, I don't. So when me and Tyvis do film reviews, I don't show him nothing. I want him to look at it. Surprising.
Yeah.
So I'm looking at just the way Todd Monken utilizes. He's really strange the way he has blocking assignments. He's really creative in his blocking. But some of the stuff, these guys be having all kind of people moving which way but loose. And there's a lot of times the defense is confused. Like, okay, where's the ball going? I think he's going to get some easier yards just based on the scheme and the way he's going to move around. Now, granted, it's Derrick Henry. Granted, you got Lamar Jackson.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of eye candy going around. Like, you got to respect a lot of stuff. Let me ask you guys
this real quick. So I found this is CBS's projections for every running back for next season.
Yeah.
Before I tell you some of the other top backs in the league, let me give you CBS's projections for Quinshon.
Yeah.
Over under 975 yards.
That's a little bit more reasonable.
They're also under 1,000, but they had 10 touchdowns.
I'd still take the over on 10 touchdowns.
Yeah, 9.5. Yeah. So
I take the over on yards. I don't know about touchdowns, but
I expect them to have 10 touchdowns and 1,200 yards. Anything short of that's a huge disappointment. Not necessarily all his fault if it's a disappointment, but that's a huge disappointment.
For comparison's sake, give me another running back. I'll tell you what their projections are.
Jahmyr Gibbs.
Jahmyr Gibbs. I mean, his number is going to be huge, right?
I mean, Jahmyr Gibbs, they have at 1,349.5, so 1,349 yards and 15 touchdowns. 14.5 is the over-under line.
What about a guy? What about Jeremiah Love for the Cardinals?
Jeremiah Love, 1,025 yards,
See, that's
and
BS.
7.5 touchdowns.
What about Genti?
Yes. Genti.
Yes.
Ashton Genty, 1,048 yards, 9.5 touchdowns.
So about 75 more than Quinshon.
Yeah.
Feels. I mean, I
mean,
think he'll go
Genti
over
was
two.
a higher pick than
Yeah,
Quinshon.
but I'm
Doesn't mean
saying
it's
that
gonna be
feels
better.
that doesn't feel outrageous. If
No,
that's where they
no,
have
no.
Genty. That's where they have.
But the
Judkins.
Raiders also have a shaky quarterback situation.
I need somebody to go up top on this. Which one of y'all going to listen? I'm selling. I'm gonna be an auctioneer. Is anybody selling? Who's gonna buy 1,200 yards? McNuggets, you gonna buy 1,200?
I just said 1,200.
Oh, you got 1,200. You gonna buy
I
1,200?
don't think he gets to
I
1,200
wouldn't
just
go that
because
high.
if he wasn't coming off injury, and I know they say he looks good, but until you see him in an actual game, we just don't know it. It's a pretty serious need.
1150. Are you selling? I'm selling.
I think he hits
1150.
1,000. I don't know how much over 1,000 I'd go.
Give me
I'm
11.
with that.
Give me 1,100, G.
Okay,
1,100.
I'm sold at 1,100. Right?
I got him with double-digit touchdowns.
Can I get you at 1,078?
Yeah.
Okay.
I would take
Okay.
that. I'd take that.
1,000 McNuggets.
Yeah,
1,078.
I'll go. Yeah, over 1,050 would be my.
Okay, well, we got him. At least we got him to 1,000. There we go. So now the expectation is when we see him this year, we on the pace. Everybody got him for 1,000.
He's got to be 1,000-yard back for the
Okay.
Browns to have any chance.
1,000-yard back is not what it used to be.
No,
though.
it isn't.
1,200 is the new 1,000.
But
to
as
me.
much as I believe that they're going to focus on the run game and emphasize
Yeah.
the run. My God, if he finishes in the 700s, 800s rushing
Oh,
yards,
yeah, we in
forget
trouble.
about it.
We
They're going to be terrible.
Because the other thing would be like, well, okay, well, who got 1,000? Who got? So you tell me if you decent and he only got 700, that means what? Jerry Jeudy got 1,000 and Denzel
Yeah, well,
Boston got 1,000.
What was the highest over/under on the receivers? I mean, they were all under 1,000. So what was the highest?
650.5 for
Wow.
Concepcion.
Yeah. I don't think any of their pass catchers are going to get 1,000 yards.
650
Hey,
unlike the
wait.
highest.
Do you want to see the three
Judy.
receivers we did yesterday?
Yeah.
Steve,
Judy did
do
it over
67,
there.
68, and 69 are your three graphics.
Showing them Judy numbers. Go
This
ahead,
was Jerry
McNuggets.
Judy's from the same sports book, Bet Online AG. This was Jerry Judy's projections. You could take this, Steve, whenever you get a chance. Tyvis, with the panel, what would you guys do with these over-unders?
Look at that.
Hey,
Listen,
you know that Jim
Listen.
Carrey gif where he's like,
Yeah.
that's
this is crazy. This is nasty work, in the words of G. Bush. I gotta take the over. Like, that's ridiculous, man. I understand that this man only had like 700 and 900 and all of those things. He can get 626. Like, come on.
I just think the Browns
Two
like,
touchdowns.
They
Two.
have 4 pass catchers
Two.
who I think will all be somewhere between 500 and 800.
Yeah, so I mean that was Judy's numbers. This is
So
Concepcion.
I'm not convinced Judy's going to have more than 600. I would take him getting
I would
3
take
touchdowns.
I would take the over on Judy's yards.
I guess, but I'm not totally convinced. I mean, he's only been really good once. in
But
his
that's
career.
really, I mean, that's horrific. 600 yards.
I know, but they just drafted
not
2
saying-
receivers in the top 40.
Yeah, but
Man.
So this is Concepcion. For
Yeah.
comparison's sake, you just saw Judy.
Yeah,
This is Casey Concepcion, their first round pick this
so they
year.
have him a little higher.
Slightly higher.
One more touchdown and 25 more yards. Yeah, I think they'll all.
And last but not least, this is Denzel Boston. They did
Yeah.
not do tight end.
Oh,
but here is
they got
Denzel
Denzel.
Boston.
They got Denzel Boston with Minimowski, 39.5 receptions.
And then what do they have for Fannin? Or did they
They
just
didn't
do
do tight ends yet.
They
They're,
didn't-
they're going position by position.
Who do you think's going to lead the Browns in receiving yards?
Fanning.
Fanning. And by the way,
Probably.
Can't argue against it.
and you know what's so crazy, Tyvis? If you look at what Judy, like they got him at 50 catches. Do you understand? That's 2.9 catches a game. Just think about it. And,
Like,
and if it's
I
a
get
tunnel screen or a bubble screen, that means you caught
Right, but-
one ball behind the line of scrimmage and one slant.
That's
That's two.
What did Shador average completions per game last year? Just so we have some context.
Shador
If you-
Sanders had 120 completions in 8 games.
All right, well, take out the 8th game. Take out that game where he played half a game.
So 7.5 then. So
And
120
he-
divided
how
by
many-
7.
well, no. I mean, if you're
You
going
gotta
to take
take
out the
out-
game, you got to take out the completions.
You got to take
from
out the
that game.
completions
Yeah.
in that game too, Mike. If you could do that quickly, I don't know.
Oh yeah, hold on, I can do that. I'll just divide it by 7.5.
All right, 7.5 divided by
16,
7.
16 completions a game.
16 completions per game. Should we put it up a little bit? You want to put it up to 18?
Bump it up to 20. We'll give him
Bump it up to 20. All right, so if he's going to complete an average of 20 passes per game, how many? Don't you think Fannin will average 5 or 6?
I was going to say 7.
Oh, what? Okay. So if Fannin averages 6, let's say the running backs average 3.
That's 11 for the receivers then.
That's only 11 for the receivers. So yeah, I mean, nobody's going to average that many.
Man, listen.
G does not like that math.
That's crazy,
You
bro.
think he's going to average more than 20 completions per game? I mean, they're going to try to run.
Well, here's the thing. I think the one thing I will know is, he will throw it deep. he'll throw the ball deep. Like, even if it might not be there.
So whose numbers do you guys think is most off?
Include Judkins in this. You have Judkins and 3
Isaiah
receivers.
Bond, because he ain't on the list.
That I like Bond too. I think they should have put. I think Bond. To be truthful, from what I seen, that's why I'm excited to go to training camp, because from what I saw and what I heard, there's a lot of people who thought Isaiah Bond had a really nice camp. Right? He had a really he came back. He got an off season. Judkins finally got an off season. Yeah. But I gotta see, man. I don't know,
I don't
man.
think those numbers are crazy far off. I think Judkins is the most off.
Agree.
In my
If you're
opinion.
going to make me pick one that is the most out of line, it would be Judkins.
If you told me Jerry Jeudy had that amount of yards, I would tell you, well, Isaiah Bond then stepped up or somebody else.
I just think there's going to be more. There's nobody in the receiving core that is certain to have outstanding individual numbers.
Yeah.
I think there's enough talent there, and it's young, most of it, that it could be kind of even. Like one game, Concepcion has a big game. Next game, it's Fannin. Next game, it's Jeudy. I think we could see it really spread out.
And Tyvis broke the news that he feels like one of the dark horse candidates was Cedric Tillman. He has Cedric Tillman for 900 yards and over 10 touchdowns.
You had me going for a second.
But Bull was like, huh?
Yeah,
No, come on. What? You lost in the song, Tyvis.
Listen, I'm gonna let you know something. Cedric Tillman gonna have he gonna try this preseason. He gonna have to, you know what I'm saying? He gonna have to show something. I think he's a trade candidate for sure.
I got Cedric Tillman with a big round number in terms of catches for the Browns this year. That would be 0.
If you
I don't know if he makes. I don't know if he makes. I think he's straight.
Yeah. All right, Ty. We'll talk to you soon. We got to go.
See you, buddy.
We'll talk to you later.
I'll see you later. Peace out.
Later.